Welcome all. In this video, we are going to check control structure in Java. How control structure can be used in Java. So let's discuss what is control structure at first. Control structure is a kind of control structure or control statements which allow us to control the Java programs. It decide or it specify how the Java programs will flow from which end to which end. In C++, all of us knows sequential control structure, conditional control structure, looping control structure. So same thing is repeated in Java as well. There is nothing new. Once you confirm or confident about C++ control structure, then automatically you will be able to understand the control structure of Java. So let's see the theory what it says about control structure. A program, at first it is saying about the definition of program. So a program is a list of instructions or block of instructions which get executed to perform a particular task. So Java provides control structure that can change the path of execution and control the execution of instructions. Not only Java, every programming language they provide the path, the way how the programs will get executed or how the statements which is written in program will get executed. That is what the duty of control structure. Control structures are just a way to specify flow of control in programs. Just now I told control structure is the structure which specifies how the program will flow, in which way it will flow according to the condition. That is what it is given here. It basically analyzes and chooses in which direction a flow of or a program flow based on conditions or parameters will flow. Means there will be some condition and according to the condition it will flow. As we did condition oriented programming in C++, that is if A greater than B, then A is greatest or A is largest, otherwise else B is largest. So it means the flow is going according to the condition. If A is largest, A is printing. If B is largest, then B is printing. It means it is not decided that what will print. It is not decided before that what will print. According to the condition, the flow is running or the flow is moving. Fine. So there are three basic types of logic or flow of control, that is sequence logic or sequential flow, which we used to say sequential structure, selection logic or conditional flow, which we used to say conditional structure, then iteration logic or looping flow, which we used to say looping structure. Fine. So at first let's discuss little about sequential logic or sequential flow. Sequential logic or sequential flow is what? When the program moves from the beginning, from the top till bottom sequentially, and in between moving never it changes its path. Never it changes its path. Okay. So sequential logic, as the name suggests, follows a serial or sequential flow in which the flow depends on the series of instructions. So in this example, how many series of instructions I gave? I gave 4 series of instructions which will start from here and will get end here. So one by one it will come. So that is what sequential logic or sequential flow. Unless new instructions are given, the modules are executed in the obvious sequence. So this is a module. Module in the sense this is a block of code. This is a program which will get executed one after another until unless we provide any statement in between, until unless we change the coding. Fine. The most of the processing, even some complex problems, will generally follow this elementary flow pattern. Elementary flow pattern means it will go one by one. Fine. After this line, the second line, then third line, then fourth line. Never it will move. Means never it will come from third to second again, second to first again. Never there will be any alteration in movement or alteration in flow. So it will go from top to bottom. Fine. Let's go for the next structure. And regarding the sequential flow, let me remind you, I already gave 8 programs in my previous videos, which all of you have practiced and have done properly. Let's check now. Selection, logic or conditional flow. The second one is what? What we saw in the second one? We saw here selection, logic or conditional flow. Fine. Let's discuss that one. Selection, logic or conditional flow is what? Selection means according to the selection, according to the choice, it will move. It won't move of its own. It won't move from the top till bottom sequentially. It will move according to the logic, according to the selection. So selection logic simply involves a number of conditions or parameters. So according to the data provided to the program, it will move. That is what parameter. Parameter is the data which is provided to the program, which decides one out of several written blocks of statements. So the structure which uses this type of logic are known as conditional structure, which already we learn in C++. Because of why it is known as conditional structure, now according to the condition it moves. According to the condition provided by the user or by the program, it will move, not sequentially. Fine. So there are 3 types. One is single alternative, one is double alternative, and one is multiple alternative, which I taught you in C++ as how single condition, double condition, and multiple condition. I gave you example, if you have remembered, during C++ learning, single example is what? Or single alternative is what? If there is a college which has only science stream, there is no other stream, it means either you can take admission or you have to leave that college. Fine. If the college gives the condition that if you score more than 80, then you can take admission in our college, that is only science stream. So in that case, if your average mark is not more than 80, then you cannot take admission in that college. So that is the single alternative. Double alternative is what? If the college runs with science stream as well as commerce stream. So in that case, they kept the condition, college kept the condition, if you score more than 80, you can take admission in science. Otherwise, you can take admission in commerce. So it means accordingly you can take the decisions. Means you can check your mark, average mark. If it is more than 80, automatically you will go with science stream. Otherwise, you can take admission in that college in commerce stream. That is with double alternative, means if there is 2 conditions, 2 choices. But what about if there will be more than 2 choices? For more than 2 choices, which is multiple alternative. Multiple alternatives means if there will be choices more than 2, means the college has science stream, art stream, commerce stream, you say suppose vocational stream, ITI, and some other grades are there. Other trades of courses are there. So in that case, you can go with multiple alternatives. If more than 80, you can take admission in science. If more than 70 and less than 80, then you can take admission in commerce. If it is more than 60 and less than 70, then you can take admission in arts. Understood? So when more than 2 conditions come or alternatives comes, then you can go of this choice. Fine. Hope all of you are understanding the concepts nicely. Now we will concentrate on single alternative at first. Fine. Now check single selection, that is single alternative. It is under selection logic or conditional flow. As previously we were learning what? We were learning selection logic or conditional flow. Here we came to know about 3 parts. 3 points, that is single alternative, double alternative, multiple alternative. So after that, now we are concentrating on single alternative. It means it is a simple decision making statement. It is used to decide whether the statement or block of statements will be executed or not. It means whether the statements will execute or not, that it will decide. If it is executing, it is okay. If it is not executing, there won't be any alternatives, because single alternative. Like if you wish to take admission, you have to score more than 80. Otherwise, you cannot take admission. It means there won't be any choice. It means you won't be a student of that college. I gave you the example before. So here block of statements will be executed. Try to understand this line. Block of statements will be executed if the given condition is true. If the condition is true, it means if you score more than 80, then only you can take admission. The given condition, if it is true, then only it will be executed. Otherwise in the sense, if you score less than 80, as I gave you the example before, so in that case what will happen? Nothing will happen, means it will be skipped in the sense there won't be any choices. Check here the syntax means it is formula. So how the formula of single alternative? Now if condition, then all these statements will get executed. Fine. How many statements I kept here? 1 2 dot 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 n, means any number of, there might be one statement, there might be two or more than two, any number of. Fine. So if the condition is true, then all this will get executed. But is there any otherwise case? No, there is nothing. So you check here. Here, if the condition is true, then this block of statements will execute. Otherwise, there won't be any output, because nothing you wrote for otherwise. So this is only if. This is only if. Fine. Hope all of you understood. So now let me show you some program on single alternative. So let's go to the editor. The editor already I sent you before. So this is the Java editor. Fine. So in this editor, we will try one program on single alternatives. So here I am taking a variable n, and in n I am specifying suppose 45, and I will check whether it is positive or not. Fine. So at first when you got this editor, you please click on this so that the screen will be enlarged, and click on this as well so that the screen will enlarge, which I told you before, so that you will get proper space to type some program on your small device like mobile and all. So here we can write if n is greater than 0. Fine. If it is greater than 0, then I can specify here what? System dot out dot print ln or print. We know the printing statement is system dot out dot println, and s is capital here, as Java is very much case sensitive. So here you make what? It is positive, so you specify here it is positive, semicolon. Fine. But if it is minus 45 or minus value, then there won't be any choices here. Fine. Let's go to run the program. Let's check what it is showing here. Positive. Fine. Let me make it minus 45. Let me make it minus 45, and let me check whether I am getting any result or not. Run. Is there any result? No. Why? Because I didn't specify any else here. If the condition is true, then only it will execute this statement. Nothing else otherwise. Nothing else otherwise. Let's go to the theory. Here in theory we have seen that if the condition is true, then all this will execute. Here many statements was written. Here only few statement was written, means one statement is written. Fine. Suppose I will make many statements. So in this case I have to keep a bracket. Fine. I have to keep a bracket like syntax. So I can make some more statement. I'm just copying this statement and pasting here. Suppose I want to show like this, positive, positive. So how many statement I kept here? 2 statements. So all these 2 statements will get executed if the n is bigger than 0. Otherwise, nothing will be displayed, because there is no otherwise. There is no second alternative. So go with run. Check how the results are coming. Nothing is coming because the number you have given here minus 45. Let me make 45. Let me make 5, some positive number, and you check. Fine. It is showing positive and positive positive. Because of ln I didn't use, so it is printing in one line. Hope all of you get cleared about the single alternative Fine. So same way we can try here, suppose even and odd. So I can specify if n mod 2 as we did in C++ equal to 0, then I can specify here it is even. I wrote just even. Chalo. Then no need to keep this. Okay. So if only one statement I am keeping, then don't give any bracket. It is not required. If you give also, it is okay. But if you don't give, better, because it will confuse you else. If there is only one statement to be kept after if, then don't give bracket. If you give, you can give like this. See, you can give like this, not an issue. Fine. But if there is multiple statements, it is mandatory to give the bracket. That's why in my syntax I kept bracket. Okay, equal to 0. Why equal to I told you before. Because we are comparing here whether the remainder is 0 or not. Fine. So let's check. Am I getting any result? No, because I gave here 5. Suppose let's give it 50. Let's give it 50. So now 50 is a even number. So I will get the answer as 50 even. So see. Fine. Hope all of you get cleared about single alternatives. Now next one we will discuss double alternative. In double alternatives, which is the second part, first we saw single alternative where only one condition was there. In double alternatives there will be two conditions, means two choices. So in this decision making statement, if the condition is true, it will execute the first block of statements. It means if the condition is true, it will execute all this. Otherwise, else it will execute all this. Already we learned in C++ this particular way of doing. So here it is saying if the condition is true, then this block of statement will execute. Which block? This block. There are 3 or any number of statement might be, but this will get executed. Otherwise it will execute all this. Fine. So let's try a program so that better you can understand. So I came to the editor. In editor, what I am doing, I specify here suppose 1. Let me try one question. Okay. If the, here I am specifying if n is equal to 0, I am specifying some different kind of program. Suppose n is greater than equal to 0. So I will print here my residential address. Fine. So I am specifying that suppose say Jharpada, and I am specifying some more statement I am giving. So I am specifying here Bhubaneswar. Fine. 2 line I specified. Otherwise what will happen? Otherwise I am giving my office address. So I am just copying this 2 line. If it is possible for you, you copy and paste, or you better type if you cannot do the copy paste. So here what I am writing, my office address is suppose say you say Badambadi and what? Kotak. We are specifying here Kotak. Fine. So in this case what will print, students? Because n is equal to 0 I wrote. So n is 0. So it means it should print this particular statement. So let's check, run. Let's check what it is printing. You saw Jharpada Bhubaneswar it is printing. And if you wish to print in next line, you have to do here ln. Fine. Which I forget to do. You can specify in first line ln. It means after printing Jharpada, it will come to the next line. So let's run now. Let's check it now. What you are getting, all of you check. Jharpada Bhubaneswar I am getting. But if I specified something else, not other than 0, means other than 0 I am specifying. So in that case what it is doing, you check. It is printing Badambadi Kotak. Hope all of you clear about the concept of double alternatives. Here 2 alternatives are there. We tried before even, odd. So let's try that also practically. All of you can notice, all of you can check. If n mod 2 equal to 0, then what I can do here? What I can do here? Even. This is not required. So I am removing. And what I can do here? Students, odd. So this is also not required. I am removing. Now what it will print, all of you please say? Even. So let's check. Even. Fine. If I wish to print so nicely, I want to print little nicely. So I can make here n plus, which already I taught you, n plus is an even number. I can print it little nicely. So same way here I can make n plus. So here the plus sign is just joining. It is not adding. It is just joining the number. Sorry, number with the string. This number, it is joining with the string. All of you please check the output, then you will be able to understand. What it is printing? 10 is an even number. Fine. Suppose I am specifying here 11. Then what it is doing? All of you please check. 11 is an odd number. Okay. Hope all of you get clear about double alternatives. Fine. Let's check one more example. Suppose I am checking here a positive negative. So what I will do? N greater than 0. So I can make here what? N is a positive number. Fine. Otherwise, what I can write here? N is a negative. Clear? So here I made a mistake. I made C. So this will be N. N is a positive or negative. So in this case, what it will print? Positive. In previous single alternative one, if you have noticed, nothing was printing in case of else, because there was nothing written in place of else. So here if I did minus 11, so what it is printing? All of you please check. In previous program, in single alternative program, if you have noticed, nothing was printing here, but in this case it is printing, it is negative. It means because of there is some alternatives, there is second alternatives. Fine. This is for first one. If this particular condition get true, then this will get evaluated. Otherwise means if this is not true, not true means what? False. So if it is false, then this statement will get executed today. Fine. Hope all of you clear the concept of double alternatives. Now let's continue with multiple alternatives. In multiple alternatives, if we want to execute the different codes based on different conditions, means there will be so many conditions. As I gave you the example of admission in college, science stream, arts stream and all other streams also are there other than science and arts. So in that case, so in this decision making statement, if the condition is either true or false, again it will go with another condition. So in this case, what happened? Now if there is some conditions and if it is satisfied, it get checked with the condition, it get print with the condition. Otherwise it go for another checking. Another checking in the sense, here you check the syntax. If you score more than 80, you can take admission in science. Otherwise again there is a check. If you score more than 70 but less than 80, then you can take admission in commerce. Otherwise arts. Clear? We can make one more otherwise also. We can make else if here as much as number of time. Okay. See the explanation please. If the condition is true, then this block of the statement will get executed. If the condition is true, then this block of statement will get executed. It means this statement will execute when? When if this one get false and this get true, then this will get executed. If this also false, then this will get executed. Clear? If you are not eligible for science, you are not eligible for commerce, you can take admission in arts. There are 3 streams available in that college, it means. Hope all of you clear the definition of it. Let's go to the program to try one program at least on multiple alternatives. Okay. Now let's go to the editor, try. So what kind of program here we can try? No, I am taking here 3 variables A, B, C. Fine. A has a number, B has a number and C also has a number. Fine. So what I am doing here, all 3 variables has some number. Fine. So what I am trying here, I am finding largest among those 3. I am finding, chalo, let's do the first one as positive, negative and 0, which already I taught you in C++. That one let's start first. Fine. So for that I need only one variable, that is A. Okay. A is 4. So I am writing here A is greater than 0. Then what it will print? Is a positive. Else what I have to write? Else what I have to do? You see the syntax, what it is written here? else again the condition is getting checked. Again it is checking. Fine. Else there is a gap if. So what I have to do? If a is less than 0. If it is less than 0, it will be what? Negative. Otherwise else. What it will be? What it will be? It will be 0. So simply I am copying this line and pasting here and specifying here 0. Clear? This is the first condition, second condition and third. So multiple alternatives. If it goes satisfied with this, then this will print. If it not, then it will check for this. If here it gets satisfied, here it get true, then this will get print. Otherwise, if both are not satisfied, then it will come to the third statement, then this will get printed. Fine. So let compile and check. What the answer? Here I am getting some error. Okay. Here I took all the places n. So I have to take a all the places because the variable name I changed. Fine. So that all of you had understood. So let's compile it again. So this is how, if error comes, you should have the ability of changing it. You should have the ability of understanding the error. Okay. So 4 is positive, it is showing. Why? Because 4 I inputted here. Let's give minus and check. It should give negative. So let's check. Yes, it is printing. Let's give 0 now. In place of 4 or minus 4, I am giving here 0. So 0 is neither positive nor negative. So it should print 0. Let's check. Understood? It is printing 0. So it means it is going with all the alternatives. It is going with multiple alternatives. Let me show you one more example, then more nicely you will get clear about the concept of. Okay. So suppose here I am taking a equal to 4 comma b equal to, okay, let's give here the variable only. See, 3 variable I have taken, then I wrote here a equal to 4 semicolon, b equal to suppose say 2 and c equal to suppose say 6. So I took here 3 variables. In between I have to use semicolon, remember that. So now I am comparing a with b. Okay, let me remove everything, then I will do it again from the beginning. Fine. So it will be more clear to all of you. So here I am checking a with b first. If a is winning, then a will compare with whom? A will compare with C. Fine. Already we learn in C++. Here I am not using any kind of bracket and all. So I don't want to confuse you. I am doing directly. Just I am giving tab so that you can know that who is staying inside what. So now in this case, who get bigger? A is winning from B. And as well as A is winning from C. Then who is winning? So we can make here system.out.println or print. We can make A is largest. Fine. I'm just copying this line. Now I have to make the else of this one. Else. So who's else this one? This is else of this if. Fine. This else is of this if. So it means here who will be? Who will be? Because here A and C the comparison is going on. So if A is winning, then this line will execute. If no means otherwise, then who will be printed? C will be printed. So simply C is largest. Fine. Now let's come back to the else of this one. Fine. Else of which one? This one. Automatic it will take. Okay. So now here if A is winning, then all this will happen. Fine. But if A is not winning, then who is winning? Who is winning here? A and B the comparison is going on. If A is not winning, then who is winning? B is winning. Then B will do what? B will get compared with whom? C. So you have to make here if B greater than C. Clear? So if B and C the comparison is going on and B is winning, if it is true, then B is winning. So what we have to do here? B is largest. Fine. Otherwise is for whom? Otherwise is for whom? This if. This one's otherwise is here. So otherwise who is winning? C is winning. So we have to make it C. Previously, if you have remembered, I taught you this concept in flowchart. So the same concept I just simply applied here, students. Nothing else I did. Fine. Let me explain it once again. Here A, B, C, three variable we have declared. Then I initialize them 4, 2, 6. Fine. Then A greater than B I did. If it is winning, winning means A is winning. If it is true, then A is winning. Then A is comparing with C. A is comparing with C. If still it is true, then A will be printed as largest. Otherwise, whose otherwise? This one's otherwise. So C will be printed as largest. Now this part is done. Now it will come back. Now this one's otherwise it will find out. The first ifs otherwise will be found out. So if this one's otherwise we will check, then who is otherwise? Otherwise B is largest. So B will get compared with whom? C. So if it is true, then B is largest, otherwise C is largest. Hope all of you understood the concept of nested if else, if, or multiple alternatives of if. So in this video we saw all three kind of alternatives of selection, logic, or conditional flow. In our next video we are going to learn the looping structure. Okay, thank you.